Greetings, everyone. Hey, how you doing? It's Matt Sella. Today, I am doing a spoiler review for the Netflix series Aggretsuko Season 2 on Netflix. You have been warned, this is a spoiler review. But before I get into it, I'm joined here with a very good friend of mine. It's Mark. How you doing, Mark?
Better late than never.
Absolutely. You ready
because
to do some...
Netflix doesn't really advertise when shit drops.
Yeah. I'm going to let you all know. I know I'm pretty late with this review.
Tardy to the party.
I really wanted to talk about it because I love Aggretsuko and enjoy watching her show. Mm-hmm. And when season 2 was coming out, I remember the Christmas special I saw. They had like a cute like little anime intro where Greta was like, yeah, making season 2 is really hard and we respect your patience, but here's a little something for you.
Yeah.
Just to whet your appetite.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then, yeah, Netflix doesn't market their shit. So.
You really just have to always be on the Netflix.
You have to be on social media.
Yeah.
And pay attention because like I kind of missed 3 Below season 2 coming out, which I will be reviewing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I apologize if I'm late. But I got Mark here to help me out.
You know what? Now that we've even said all that, though, all your comments are just going to be, Matt, you're so stupid. I saw so many advertisements for Aggretsuko. How could you be living under such a rock?
I'm sorry. I'm watching YouTuber videos of reviewers and news and shit.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do? I keep getting commercials for cars I can't afford.
Boy, ain't that the truth.
Yeah. Anyway, so like I said, folks, this will be a spoiler review. So if you have not seen Aggretsuko Season 2, you have been warned. Spoilers ahead. Are you ready? Let's go.
Ahoy.
So, Season 2 kind of kicks straight off from the Christmas special, which I'm trying to remember exactly what happened there. And yeah, as far as Season 2 goes, we get a couple new characters popping in to help Aggretsuko through her...
A lot of dirty millennials.
Yeah, things like that. And I do...
I say as someone who I think may be qualified as a millennial or inaccurately. I don't know.
I honestly don't...
I feel like we're just throwing the term millennial around like it's nothing these days.
It is. I mean, my stance has always been like, if you were born 2000 or later, you're a millennial. Mm-hmm. Because millennial is a word from millennium, which means 1,000 years.
Yeah, but for some reason, apparently it counts people who were in the 80s.
Which makes no sense to me.
Especially because I know so many people born in the 80s who refuse to be called millennials.
I mean, aren't they called like Gen X's or something?
You'd think that...
I don't.
The weird thing is there's no good official qualifier to a lot of the generation stuff. It's really just kind of hearsay.
Yeah, they're not. But you're not here to hear us talk about millennial BS.
You're here to hear us talk about cartoons.
BS. But yeah, no. We got a few new characters coming in. We have that millennial, like, what's his name? Ida. He's like the new recruit that comes in for like marketing or customer service and things like that. And
he has
Ton
no
was
social skills.
Yeah. Ton tasked Aggretsuko to train him. And as Ida, whatever his name was, kind of screws things up a bit. Aggretsuko tries to take the load off from him, saying like, maybe I should take care of that. Mm-hmm. And then Ida, or whatever his name is, like goes
I-dubs,
full
whatever.
iDubbbz. We'll call him iDubbbz. Goes full outrage mode and starts sending like weird email things out to her, saying like, I don't like the choice of words that you made. I demand a written apology. Please reply by tomorrow morning.
It's both obnoxious, but at the same time, if this wasn't, for all intents and purposes, a cartoon or an anime, to be specific. Like if that happened in real life, I would be really creeped out.
I would be. That's just.
And
Anai.
Anai.
His name was Anai.
Who's Ida?
I don't know. I'm thinking of a different person.
Anai.
But yeah, no, Anai. And also when he does that thing with the eye, he looks like he's possessed.
He does.
And it's so effing disturbing. But what's kind of funny about that, because I hated him from the beginning. Because I'm like, I don't have time for the BS people.
You didn't like his cooking song?
That's when I started to warm up to him. And it's funny. I forget which character pointed it out, but I think it was like the hippo lady.
Yeah.
Who said like, because I mean, the whole general theme for season 2 is about growing up or like kind of leaving behind the whole like carefree life of a child and like take responsibilities, do what makes you happy at the same time. And they addressed the thing with Anai is like, yeah, he's a young guy. He's going into the adult world. He doesn't know how to handle criticism and things like that. So what better way for him to handle it by sending out threatening emails in a passive aggressive way or something?
Well, maybe not what better, but that's how he'll respond.
That's how he handles it. And so like they make some of that connection between her and Retsuko, between Anai and Retsuko, where Retsuko, she goes to karaoke and does her heavy metal singing. And I thought that was a really cute little way to kind of address like a real life thing like that. I will say one thing I didn't really care for Anai's arc is I liked where they were going with that. But as soon as that was resolved, he was just another one of the guys.
Yeah.
Like they never go back to his weird obsession with any other character past the point of the family festival storyline, which again, I thought was really cool. Like you said about the song, I mentioned to you that I think what's cool about Retsuko, when she goes mad, she has her heavy metal rants and things like that. It's kind of in her head sometimes. Sometimes it's not, but that's how she deals with it through song. I like the fact that Anai's version of that is like some EDM song with like the DJ likeness with cooking and things like that. I thought that was cute. And
then Ton just raps.
Yeah. No, Ton was the rapper.
Ton drops those fat beats because he's fat.
Fat jokes. It's funny. But no, seriously. I like that. But then, like I said, right after that, he just became one of the guys at the lunchroom.
Is it weird? I'm really realizing how much Aggretsuko uses music for very effective shorthand character. Work. I
mean, I think that's the point. It's like pushing it aside, like its childlike appearance. The show is very mature.
Absolutely.
In its themes, topics, and how it handles certain characters.
Yeah, it's not as depressing, but like we said it before, even on other shows, that it wouldn't feel entirely out of place in like BoJack Horseman's universe or something.
No, I still stand by that. I really feel like they could be in the same universe. They're not, because I mean, there's humans in BoJack universe, but there's not really that kind of like dilemma or surgeons there.
Yes,
it's just happenstance. I'm not sure about you, Mark, but have you seen Omni-Viewers and Arthur's take on anthropomorphic characters?
I can't say I have.
Well, it was a recent video that he released, and it's actually kind of good timing. He pretty much talks about how authors throughout centuries telling stories use animals to help tell their stories. To try to put it abridged, I recommend you go to his video. It's a really good video on how he breaks it down. Not really like the furry angle of it, but more the literature angle.
Yeah.
Saying how like making characters animals is a good way to kind of help tell audiences what kind of person this character is, because we normally associate like certain personality traits or actions through animals. And he said like Robin Hood, Disney's Robin Hood's a good example of that, because foxes are known to be clever, sly, quick. And then you got like other characters like Little John, which is like
a bear.
Yeah, he's a big cuddly bear. So he kind of plays against that tribe. Or like, for example, like what's Prince John? Yeah, Prince John, where it's like he's kind of like a mangy, effeminate, lying guy. It kind of like ties into like how he looks. Or like the snake, like he's always done like being sneaky or flying things around like that. You know, just like like characters.
Yeah, it's stuff we've done since the dawn of time across cultures.
Yeah, exactly. So while watching Aggretsuko, it's kind of cool to kind of see that a little bit, but not entirely. Because I think only a few characters kind of go up to that.
Yeah.
I would say, because like Ton is definitely like a big pig and he's kind of a jerk.
I would say that, and maybe the Komodo dragon lady who works in their office are the closest. But even then, it's more the animals just reflect the character's demeanor, not the character's demeanor is reflective of the animal itself.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
So that's just like a weird little side tangent I wanted to bring up. But anyway, back to the review itself. So yeah, like I said, Anai just kind of becomes part of the crew like midway through the season, which is fine. I kind of wish they played more with him later on. And then throughout the series, but it really started to kick up during the second half, is that Retsuko's mother is really trying to do arranged marriagement for her, trying to like get her to fall in love and marry and things like that. And
the opportunity passes Aggretsuko by.
Yeah, a couple of them actually do. And it's interesting to see her kind of struggle with that until eventually she starts to kind of fall over heels for Tadano, the donkey guy.
Yeah.
Which I kind of really liked his character for the most part.
Yeah, he was all right.
And I remember when you first see him in driving school as a slacker, like I kind of knew he would have become an item with her at some point, because kind of like the whole series is kind of hinting. It's like Retsuko is like, you shouldn't like have to change who you are to find the right guy.
Yeah.
You should just be with the person who is happy letting you be you.
Yeah. And is it weird that Ton's the one who really hammers that home with her?
Ton really grew on me.
Ton really does, because no mistake, Ton is a jerk.
Straight up.
An absolute jerk. But I think that's something Aggretsuko as a series does really well, is that even when you know, even though a lot of the characters are certain character types,
yeah,
they still have moments that show they're more than just, you know, a stock character type. There's actually a person there. Yeah,
an archetype. Like, instead of just an archetype, he's actually dimensional.
Yeah. Like, I think it's really cool. Like, again, no excuse for Tom, but like at the same time, he's a jerk. He's a terrible asshole. But
in some
you
way,
feel like especially when he has his more tender moments, like, you feel like at one point he was in Aggretsuko's shoes too.
He was. I mean, he shared a little bit about his past story, and the way I see it, in a really semi-abusive way, he's kind of like an aggressive father figure to Aggretsuko.
Kind of. Like, again, this is not by any means a perfect relationship.
No.
But like, there are qualities of that in the way he's presented.
Yeah. But getting back to Tadando.
King Dodongo.
King Dodongo. I liked his overall demeanor and personality, especially when he was a slacker, because like, okay, yeah, in some weird way, he's kind of like the opposite of Aggretsuko. But then as we learned, he's actually like a tech genius. He's almost a Mark's Beaks kind of guy, as in he's a really young technological genius developing the next Jarvis.
Yeah.
Or as I believe he called it, the Ennio or something.
To that effect.
Something like that. And it was actually kind of funny how like Aggretsuko find out. I was like, well, why didn't you tell me? It's like, well, I mean, I was playing on words. Like, I don't like to work. It's just like, oh, okay. And it was kind of cute, like their relationship as they were building up to it. Like even though he was like a billionaire, whatever, he still was very humble about it. He just wanted like Aggretsuko to have a good time and not have to feel like she has to be anyone else for the most part. And I thought that was really sweet. But what kind of sucked about that is I kind of knew exactly where this was going to go.
Yeah.
Because, like, I guess that's a problem about watching seasonal TV shows. Like, when they set up certain characters, you know that something's going to happen that's going to totally 180 it. And as soon as, like, Tadando said, like, oh, yeah, no, being married is pointless. I mean, it's just a title. It's like, it's a lot of work. And I was like, yeah, as soon as he started to say that, I was like, yep, nope, I know exactly where this is going to go. It's one of those storylines where it's like, oh, yeah, a couple's doing so well. But then one of them was like, I don't know if I want kids. I don't know if I want to get married. And I'm not saying that makes the season bad.
No.
But you know what that reminded me of? And this might be a little obscure for some of you. That reminded me of that one season in Friends when Monica was dating Jon Favreau's character, who happened to be a tech genius billionaire who wanted to spend forever with her. But the same approach there, he didn't mind getting married. He wanted to get married. But I think his job kind of got in the way or something. And there were like other characters that in Friends people have a relationship with where it's like, oh yeah, it seems happy. But then one of them just doesn't want to get married. And they're like, but I do.
Friends is a weird show.
It was either Friends or some other show I was watching where a character was like, yeah, no, I love you. I just don't know if I want to get married. So I guess what I'm trying to say is...
That sums up what Friends said to Netflix when they handed them all that money.
I guess what I'm saying is it's a very sitcom-like trope.
Yeah.
Or a relationship trope in stories. So I was kind of half expecting it. I will say this much about Tadando and his AI thing. I was actually afraid that they were actually going to go full Marvel villain with him. Because he was explaining his plan and shit, I was like, oh, this sounds like it goes south really bad.
He was one step away from being a mad scientist.
Because just the way he was describing work, and he didn't really give a good argument, not at least to my ears, of why this is a good thing. Because he was saying like, no, people won't have to drive, or now people don't have to work. But by doing that, I could bring out people's potential. I was like, how? How is this going to help people? Like, he didn't really cover that angle. Maybe he did, and I wasn't paying attention, but...
It sounds like he's really gunning for a Wall-E-esque future.
Yeah, where it was like, okay, that's fine. And Aggretsuko brought up a good point, saying like, well, how are people going to make money? And I don't think he really answered that.
No.
But the way they kind of concluded at the end, where they're like, Aggretsuko came clean about the karaoke thing, because I guess that was the only thing she was really hiding from him.
Right.
And he just, like... I mean, we don't see the decision or the argument. It's just implied at the end when he leaves the karaoke place. And Retsuko's like inside with Gory and the other lady, like just kind of like crying about the breakup. Yeah, it was just another guy who came in, seemed to be good enough for her, but then turns out, no, it wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, at least he had more, and by more, I mean a actual personality and drive as opposed to the first one.
Yeah, that guy was weird.
But it's also one of those very things where I knew a lot of people were really mad in the comments on some stuff that Hyena didn't get with Aggretsuko in this season. And
the hyena guy.
Yeah, and I feel like that's coming. You know it's coming.
Honestly, I think it does because like I remember the way Retsuko kind of like narrated what she wants and what other people tell her. I'm thinking to myself that, Hyena seems like that kind of guy.
Yeah.
Like, even though they downplayed his crush on Retsuko in this a little bit more, there was still a hint of him being very protective of her, trying to like help her out or whatever it may be, even with like Anai and things like that. But I kind of feel like the Christmas special kind of diluted it a little bit for now.
Yeah, I think so.
Because he did kind of come clean with her, but she shot him down or friend zoned him or something.
Kind of.
I don't really remember, but time will tell. Overall, I think this was a really good season. I don't know if it was better or worse than season one. It's kind of hard for me to say, but I've talked a lot. Let me jump to you real quick. Let me know your thoughts overall on this season.
I think about one of the hard parts when judging Aggretsuko by seasons is that there's very clearly the first half of a season's plot and then the second half of the season's plot. I will say I liked this second half probably more than the second half of the first season.
I agree.
But I think I liked the first half of the first season more than the first half of the second season. So somewhere in between there is the perfect season.
I agree. That's a lot of math right there. But I mean, like, I think it's still a good, solid show.
No, yeah, it's very enjoyable.
And it's funny, actually, going back to OmniViewer's comment about animalistic or anthropomorphic characters in stories, one of the points he brought up is that one of the benefits of having animal characters instead of human characters is, I mean, despite some maybe like the human culture and activities they may do, having animal characters makes it more of a universal looking story.
Yeah, anybody can see themselves in
a
little red panda. Yeah, anyone can see themselves in a pig.
And I think that's why I love the series so much. Like, even though they have Japanese names and I have trouble remembering them sometimes, when I look at them, I was like, I could imagine that would be Steve, that would be Claire, or that'd be Hilda, or whatever it may be. If you take out some of the Japanese text and maybe some of the mannerisms, this could easily take place in the US. This easily could take place in England or really any place else that has a metropolis like this.
Yeah, like this, I mean, if we count it as anime, because, you know,
I personally don't,
I know, but like what people do and don't count it as anime is so weird these days to me. But I would say, or even if you have a friend who isn't very, you know, exposed or even necessarily a fan of media from Japan, like they're not a fan of kaiju movies, they're not a fan of manga or whatever, Aggretsuko, I think, is the good icebreaker.
I think so,
it's
too.
the good, easy transition in.
Yeah, because it shows some of the Japanese culture without putting in like all those tropes.
Yeah.
Because like I remember I watched the Christmas special of Aggretsuko with my mom and she actually enjoyed it.
Really?
Yeah, she wasn't like head over heels for it, but she knew exactly what was going on. I mean, maybe aside from like some of the names she couldn't catch on to. She was like, oh yeah, cute characters, 25-year-old trying to live life. She was like, oh yeah, no, I get that.
Living life, yeah.
So I think it's a good season. I'm hoping we'll get more. I mean, I'm pretty sure we will. And closing comments, I will repeat myself because I did talk about season 1, I think, or the Christmas special on the old channel before. I'm still going to say this now. My God, I want a BoJack Horseman cameo in this series, or at least when we get a new season of BoJack Horseman, can we please get Retsuko?
You've been banging that drum since the start of this series.
Want it, man. Even if it's just an Easter egg, I just want to see it, man.
I know you do.
I also want to see Scrooge McDuck in there too.
You'll now more than ever, you will never get
Mickey Mouse.
You'll never get that.
So I want Bugs Bunny in there.
Well, no,
I also want Bubsy in there.
You can probably get anybody can get Bubsy. Bubsy doesn't come expensive.
Oh, he does not. But anyway, so yeah, my general thoughts is I was very entertained. I don't know if I'm going to give it my animation rating or not, but I'm just saying I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to more that they release. Any your overall impressions?
I think I'm right there with you.
All right. Well, sounds good. Well, anyway, folks, we hope you enjoyed our little spoiler talk of Aggretsuko Season 2.
Season 2.
Let me know in the comment section below. What did you think of Season 2 of Aggretsuko? Did you like it? Did you not like it? What are your thoughts? Join the conversation in the comment section below.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, folks, if you enjoy a review just like this, be sure to give it a like, subscribe to my channel, ring that bell to get notified when videos drop, and be sure to support me at patreon.com/Matt Sella. Consider donating as low as $1 a month. Any support or contribution will go towards my animation, podcast, art, and content made just for you. This is Matt Sella.
This is Mark.
And thank you all for tuning in.